tight, gloves on, shield down, so the love's gone. I bump it in, I'm getting to the rhythm. No friends out here, we turn them stage lights on. I'm at the finish line, and then we miss y'all. You hit the top, shout out Huddle, figure the wrist off. I let it go when it's lift off. Talking about me, y'all when I ain't make the list, it's got them all pissed off. Call me Kevin Helms, I was brought in to win. Word to West, Buckles making drag racing great again. I like my racing in straight lines, stay in my lanes. Quit my day job and chase the world like I'm Pelican. Or I'm switching gears like I'm chick with a stick. Or stand a man, them margaritas got you feeling it. I'm talking woosah, by you boys do it big. Crawfish and Wally, shout out to Craig Bourgeois. You wanna make it in a song and do the Justin Lamb. Win a bunch of races and you do it with the fam. You do the Kevin Brandon, lay the smack across the land. Then you do the L-Ride and you come out like the world champ. You've been waiting all winter long, hearing them go on and on. Just so if you want that money, be double O. And if you want that trophy, take double O. And if you wanna be a winner, be double O. And if you wanna be a champ, take double O. Be double O, take double O. Be double O, take double O. Be double O, take double O. Be cold, be double O, take double O.
What's up, everybody? We are back at the BE00 TAKE00 Show. It's episode number 26. I am your co-host, PJ North, here with the one and only Tebow. Tyler, what's up, baby?
What's up?
Oh, you know, chasing that neon rainbow, living that honky-tonk dream, like Alan Jackson once said, you know?
That's right.
Welcome, everybody, back. Like I said, it's episode 26. If you're watching live on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're slowly creeping up each week, which is positive. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know in the comments that you're watching, where you're watching from. Let us know what your thoughts are on what we're talking about. If we care about your opinion, we'll share it. If we don't, well, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. But if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, don't forget to leave us a follow or a review or a comment, all those good things. We appreciate you guys watching from everywhere. We're growing this slowly but surely. I'm excited about where we're headed. So thank you guys. In episode 26, we've officially now made it a half a year total of weeks, man. So, you know, we've really
crazy.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Wild.
We got a lot to talk about tonight, obviously. First off, Jeremiah, when do we? This is basically the Tyler Bohannon show. I'm just along for the ride. You know, we're really Tyler's really hitting his stride now on the warm up and at the ladder and team. I mean, I really feel like we're starting to get into a groove. You know.
Oh yeah, we're rolling. I'm having a blast with all of it. To be honest with you, like I'm kind of to that point now where I'm ready to throw something else at you, I think.
I love that. We love a good challenge. Yeah, man, we're doing it. We're obviously the East Coast Twin 50s this past weekend. We got to chat a lot. Speaking of Walt, you know, Walt just said he's watching from Emmons Autoplex. Hey, Walt, why don't you walk over to Jerry's desk and tell him to hit send on whatever text he was going to send me earlier? Because I sent him a truck earlier and he was just like, I'll tell you this, run. And I was like, damn, I'm never going to find a truck at this rate. So then I asked him what trucks he's got on his lot, but obviously he has a job to do. He can't just cater to me. Even though some days I do believe, you know. So yeah, Walt, go find me a dually, man, over there on the lot. Dylan, let's see who else we got in chat. Dylan Champion, I did love this past weekend so much, man. The East Coast Twin 50s, it was a great time.
The hats are sick.
Yeah, dude, the hats turned out electric, and I got the shirt to match. So I normally don't steal an event tee, but this time I did. I'm sure it'll come out of my.
Still want it every race.
I do on the ones I really like. Like I said, I've got a handful of the 100Ks and the Twin 50s and different ones, but I try to leave them for sale. Obviously, you know, I know how Brian likes to make those dollars, so I try to be accommodating to the team. You know. Shout out to Don O'Neill, Clint. I see Clint's here. Clint, thanks for joining us again, man. We're going to get into it. Obviously, a lot in the sense of like a lot to talk about, but not crazy amounts. First off, East Coast Twin 50s. Let's just break it down while we're, you know what I mean? While it's fresh on our minds.
Yeah.
Talk about the East Coast Twin 50s. Our first time at Virginia. I know me and you talked, like I said, I think we're really hitting our groove, you know, when we get to chat and during the race, because I think you give a good synopsis of what's happening, and it's kind of a good reset for us. I think I like where we're headed with it, which is cool. We didn't get to do the post show this time, but there was a lot going on. A lot of things happened. We didn't get to do a lot of things.
I didn't even think about the show that whole weekend.
Yeah, man, we didn't get to do it this weekend, but overall, let's first talk about the challenges, obviously, right? I think the challenges first, and then we'll talk about all the positives. So let's just get the challenges out of the way first. We've never been at a racetrack, I guess Killcare technically, but we've never been at a racetrack that I'm with you guys where we've had a curfew. So this is the first time where I've been to one, right? Because last year at Killcare, I was working Verge, so I wasn't even there. Right. So this is the first time that I've been there where curfew, and it's like we're in a mad dash, a absolute sprint to the finish line, and just never got there. And just never got there.
To me, like, the curfew didn't even, like, scare me. We've dealt with it so much with Killcare, and like, we just, at Killcare, we had it down, buddy. Like, we were going to run it within 30 or 15 minutes every time without even worrying, and we just had it down.
Yeah.
And I think that's what frustrated me so bad this weekend. Me and Jeb had a little campfire by the pool chat.
Yeah. I can't believe when Jeb said he was riding in the truck back with you, I was like, damn, I'm surprised he didn't kill you. I'm surprised y'all didn't get fist to fist, so I didn't know.
He asked me Monday night by the pool. He's like, are we good? I was like, yeah, we're good. Yeah. I just, like, it was so much happening, and there's a certain point where you're just, like, when you're so close, you don't know what to do. You're trying to figure out the best case scenario.
Yeah.
And, I have, at that time, unfortunately, but also fortunately, like, my guys were all trying to, make the call.
Yeah.
But it was just the worst time for all of them to be making the call.
Yeah.
Because I got some of them over here shutting down and some of them over here, like, getting them back. And, it just kind of, the wheels fell off there for a minute. But honestly, I think if we never get behind the first day, we'd never have to worry about it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the first thing is that obviously Wednesday, it rains out Wednesday, right? And then we go to start Thursday morning and it's like sprinkling off and on. So we're another 2.5 hours late.
Yeah.
And I think when you don't think about it, but like when you're trying to run the next day to finish, you got 3 rounds to finish, right? I think we finished 3 rounds or 2 rounds on Friday, and then another round on Saturday. It's just not like conducive to like keeping your program on because you're trying to run those guys and you obviously want to put them out there before. I think that there's just like a lot of things that one of the big things is I think the return rate, the track is so long for a lot of people, I think, that like you don't think about it playing into it until it's like, oh damn, maybe it is like a far way down there. Like you know what I mean?
It does play into it. The only thing that does frustrate me is, like, I know Grant's tired of hearing it, and he was definitely tired of hearing it all week. But like, it's just so fresh in my mind because I was just there, right? But Stan,
sure,
we had 350 cars. We had a time run every day.
Yeah,
it's a quarter-mile track, and we were done by he says 11:30 or something. But like, that was the longest day. I ran finals at 9:05 and 9:45.
Yeah.
So that kind of frustrated me. But the thing that I noticed, where we're normally like 60-65% door car, we were 60-65% dragster.
That was the big thing, and I didn't realize that dragsters take so much longer. They're faster. They're in theory, right? They're almost a second and a half faster than average. Average. They should be, but in theory, then it took like way longer, which is crazy. I didn't ever know that until they told me.
25 seconds average per pair on dragsters.
Yeah, I tried to call it out, man. That's for the guys who are rolling through, backing up, driving down there, doing a burnout to the 330 cone, backing up, playing with themselves before they pre-stage. I mean, I watched one dude. Hey, man, I'm not going to knock everybody's rhythm. Everybody's got one, right? Do your thing. But there was one dude, man, I swear, he would bump it forward, then he'd get jacked up again. Then he'd bump it forward, then he'd get jacked. I'm like, brother, you got to get to the beam or you're going to be out of steam before you ever let go of that button, my guy.
I ran out of, I run out of things to do in there.
Sure. Yeah, man, I just
somehow
thought it was
they still wait on me to pre-stage.
But no, I like I said, I think from a challenge perspective, obviously there were some challenges. Saturday couldn't have been, like, we were ahead, right? We had a little bit of room, and then poor Brian, until Brian Yerger, man. Brian Yerger tries to flip that thing over. Brian tried to flip that thing over. And obviously that took some time. But then All Britain blows up, and you're like, damn, that took some time. And I don't think you really, like I said, it's just like you're against the corner, and then we're, shout out to the VMP staff though for doing everything they could to help us out. Because I think it goes a long way having guys like Gavin and Tyler and Randy was there helping out, and we were moving and kind of making it happen. But yeah, the dragster thing, I guess I just never really knew until people were explaining that to me. So that was the challenges. I think, my one takeaway is I heard nothing but positive things. I heard people coming out to watch. They were watching at home, right? And the guy's like, yeah, my car's not quite back together yet, but we were watching at home. We were just like, forget it, man. We're going to go out there and watch. And I was like, that is that's like a great vibe. Yeah. Right?
And I had a semi-driver stop in.
Oh, really?
Like, is there room to park? Yeah, like he texted me. He's like, hey, how late y'all be racing tonight? I said 11 o'clock. And he's like, hell yeah. He said, I'm a over-the-road driver, going to be stuck a day or whatever. So I'm going to stop in. Do I have room to park my rig? I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we pull it wherever. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. But like, dude, had a great time. It was cool.
Yeah, man, I just think that there's a lot of cool that was really cool. Just a lot of great feedback from people who are like, man, we hope you bring it back. Hope you do more.
Everything I've seen on the internet, this is like one of the few times, like you always see good feedback on the internet.
Sure.
You don't see a ton of bad, but like this was just purely like nobody came to me to say they had a bad time.
Right.
Or that they felt screwed or that they left unfulfilled or
Yeah, I think that's the big question, right? Is when you get 400 cars, you're likely to get somebody who feels like that, or somebody feels
you're going to, right?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, the challenge of the final, obviously, right, having to flip a coin. I think people have their opinions about it, but
and I hate it. I'm right there with them. I hate it with a burning passion. Sure. I hate that we never finished a single race in the day we started it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is like golden rule number one on my list. Yeah, don't do that.
Sure.
And we did it every day, and still, like we left the door open for people to be pissed off, and they understood and what we dealt with, and were happy and wanted it back. So.
Yeah, I think that's the positive thing, right? Like, even though we had a few things go awry, like in reality, the track was really good. I mean, at the beginning, right? We're talking about like the track was bald, right? They're like, "Hey, we scraped this," and then it pours the rain on them. Like,
and the racers were so good about that. Like, we swapped dragsters.
Yeah,
we swapped the door car dragster order.
Yeah,
but like, and so like basically, we told the dragsters, like, "Hey, the track's fine to go down, but like, it's not going to be A+."
Yeah.
Basically, by doing that is what we told them, because there was no secret that we were putting dragsters first to try to lay rubber down.
Yeah, 1,000%, because they do burnouts past the beams.
Yeah, nobody complained.
Nope.
Everybody understood. Everybody said, after that day, we picked up 100 or so down low, and or, that 8 or 9 thou we were missing, and everything was fine. Like, everybody was cool as shit about all of that.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, right? It's like I said, everybody was super receptive. And like I said, those are wins, right? They seem like challenges at first, but then they end up being wins. I think the craziest thing for me, before we talk about the winners and stuff, the craziest thing was every dragster there was dialed faster than 450. Like, bro, what are I mean,
there was less than a half a dozen cars dialed slower than 460.
Like Nesbitt and Parr and all those guys out there, like, they must be just counting dollar bills. Like, they must just be sitting at home like, we done got him again, hammered him again. I mean, Kevin Brannon dialed 420-something with a naturally aspirated, like, I don't know, 6 degree or some shit. The thing's, like, basically flat. 420 doing wheelies. I was like, this is the wildest shit I ever seen. But like, everybody was
like 3
to
4 cars that were solidly into the 20s, and then there was another half a dozen cars that, like, as the air got better, they were dialing 20s.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening here, man? So I thought that was really, really cool. Just like the amount of like fast dragsters. I was like, damn, this is like watching Top Dragster Light right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even Johnson got his new motor back together, went out there 454 or some shit like that. Like
47.
Yeah, holy mackerel, dude. JP was down 445 at one point or some shit like that. He wanted to go 4. I know he wanted to go 439, but
we were going to take the nitro throttle off because it went 440 with 4. Like, we were there.
He could have just grabbed the jug and went 439.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
He wanted to do it on motor. He wanted to do. Okay, I just like, if he wants to go 430, he can just lay on the horn. Yeah, man. Like I said, I just thought there was a lot of good racing. Obviously, me and you did the redemption round, which we really enjoyed, and we got to break that down each day and kind of, I think the thing is I had to laugh about this as someone commented, and then I immediately called him out because I have zero filter. Brother, it's the re-entry round. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my guy. I'm not the dude you want to argue with right now. Like,
no, I'm not.
Just let it rip, brother. And poor guy got banned from commenting anymore on Motor Mania. So he probably made it another account, but he doesn't even know. But they wanted to get rid of us. But I do think, like I said, it's something to break it up. So I really enjoyed us doing that, and I think it's cool that we got to do that this year. Something that we kind of created and just like got to run with it and be a little different. Because like I said, I do get that like everybody's watching the pairs and you want to know, but like sometimes it's cool for us to just like break it down, right? It's the re-entry round, my guys. Like it's 14 hours of drag racing, of bracket racing.
Cool,
you know,
if like next year maybe what we do like from the ladder. What if we were like at the finish line, commentating the last couple of rounds, like in the corner, right? Like they're still gonna have the full race, but they could have us in the corner, like breaking down. Oh yeah,
like full on TV show deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think about stuff that I'm really enjoying that right now.
I think it adds. I do get a lot of feedback, man, that tell us how great you are. No one's ever telling me how great I am. It's always like, man, Tyler's doing a really great job. I'm just kidding.
Give it a couple weeks.
No, we get a lot of feedback, man, and I do think it's cool. Like I said, the more cool shit we can do, like in a fun way to just like make it more presentable and different stuff, I think adds an opportunity for us. Maybe we'll get Home Depot to do us a college game day set. Maybe we get Home Depot on board. You know what I'm saying? Hey Tony, give us your contact at
he's still got one.
Yeah, he's got a guy over there, right? We can make that
happen.
He
got a guy. Everybody got a guy. He got a
guy. Shoot. So yeah, those were the challenges and the things that we enjoyed. Talk about the winners though. Jaden Lawler, just absolutely filthy in the dragster race. My guy, look, man. Say what you want. My dude is right now. I can already hear him. I can hear him right now. He's on the trans brake button and on the two-step. But my guy is on the two. He ain't even racing yet. He's already on the two-step. But I'm not knocking him, man. My guy's got a very specific thing that he does very well. And Will and the team and his uncles and family and all those that support him. Unbelievable job, though, by Jaden to get it done in the dragster race. That's the first one where we haven't had a deal this year, right?
This year, yes.
Yeah, this year specifically. I mean, like these were the first one where we didn't have a deal.
The only one me and you both missed because we were at Verge that they didn't do a deal there either.
Oh, they didn't do a deal either. Okay.
And you know what we learned and what we now still know is we've never had a dragster or we never had a door car win the dragster race.
Damn, and we were close. Matt Daddis was on one. Mm-hmm. So I really thought Diddy was going to get it done, but
he played it out pretty much perfectly. Like that last round, at 4, I think he ran Wesley I don't remember who he ran. But it was like, this is the round Matt has to smoke the tree. It's just like he's got to be low double low right here. And then after that, he can get, go back. And he did. He was 2 and dead on.
Yeah, I mean, I said this as he was getting ready to roll out. I said to Mark, he has to be better than 10 here because if he's any worse, he's holding too much against the dragster. He can't stop that far. You know what I'm saying? Right. The race is going to be any more than 100th. And I know, like, we're talking hundreds. That's how good these guys are at the top. Like, I just want to be clear. Like, that's how good some of these guys are. Especially that do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he's, like, if he's any worse than 10 up front, he's in trouble. Because he can't stop hard enough and drop it in there. Yeah.
He dials down,
He dialed down one, but he still could go, like, 73.
He could go 76, and I think he dialed 70. I don't remember exactly.
No. He was dialed 70. Was he dialed 77, and he could go 76?
I think that's what it was. Okay. But the thing is still the way it plays out. Like Jaden is going to be low dead on and double up.
Exactly. So like,
eat that 100th. He's got to be 10 just to save that 100th, and
that's what I'm saying. He ended up being 20. Like he was 20 something and missed it. And either way, still good. He got 5K. You know what I mean? Pretty good to pay the tab. To start the weekend. Chad,
I will say this: it was Matt Daddis' idea to not split.
Because he wanted the car. He said
he did. He wanted the car, and that was cool. You know that they both kind of wanted the car and went with that. It was just funny to me, like Matt Daddis.
He's the one not split. He's like, I want the car. Yeah. I did think that was interesting. Because that obviously played into it. And, Will made the joke early in the night. He's like, I'll have to mosey on over here, try to buy this thing later on. And I was like, look at you. Didn't even have to bring checkbook. Pretty good. So it was a good race. Like I said, the dragster race. The dragster looked awesome, man. Justin Vickers' skirt, no brag, just facts. It was cool. He did a great job wiring it. The stuff that American did that they printed out on the steering wheel and all that stuff's awesome.
Loved all that.
Yeah, super cool. So the dragster was really good. Saturday or Friday's race, obviously the final, Chad Trailer versus
Thomas Davis.
Yes, Thomas Davis. And I had to pull. Thomas threw me off. Interesting turn of events on the night before, because we, again, up against that curfew at the semifinals, right? Yeah. And so, like, obviously I don't know if he's lingering, but maybe it kind of felt like he was lingering, not making it to the lanes.
He was lingering.
And so interesting approach, an interesting approach, right? I've learned this. Drag racers are going to take every opportunity they have.
That's all we got, and especially in big money racing. Yeah. Like, you got to take every opportunity, or you got to play the system in any way you can, because that's just come to the point where you got to dig for an advantage. Yeah.
So Thomas had to buy, and then Chad put her on the dance floor there in Bertozzi's ride, and then ended up winning on Saturday. Pretty good dragger. Obviously, Thomas, did a great job in that yellow Camaro. Pretty cool hot rod. He said it was his grandfather's, and they helped him get it together, and he's been racing it ever since. That's pretty awesome. I enjoyed that. And then, obviously, the Saturday race. Michael Pascal doubled down to 3. Yeah. Has to race Richard Albritton, who's already done blowed up a car. Now he's driving one. Honestly,
he sat in 4th round, right?
I mean, they're homies, right? They race, and it's not like these guys don't know each other. Everybody was from North Carolina. He's had sat in that thing before, right?
No, I don't think he's ever sat in it, but
he let go pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I do know that. Like, I'm sure they've raced around each other.
Yeah, sure.
But it was probably his first. I do believe it was his first hit in the car, and he came right all around.
Smoked him. He had to buy at 5, and then they come back around, and like I said, Pascal's doubled at 3. Has the bye to the final, then has to race Richard, and then he misses it against Richard, and Richard lays down a great lap, and who's to say what would have happened? Obviously, they end up having to flip for it. Again, sucks, right? I mean, that's like the worst case scenario as a promoter. You're like, oh my God, we get all the way here, and then we can't finish. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, we have tomorrow. Well, it's like, when you're making progress, it takes a lot to race on a Sunday, just so everyone's clear. You have to have EMTs. You got to have the insurance. You got to have the crew. You got to have. It's not just like, hey, we show up the next day and run one pair. It doesn't work like that. And we'll get to why it doesn't work like that here shortly, about why you couldn't do something like that. So either way, I thought it was great. Richard, congratulations to Albritton. But we made the joke, and my guy blew up a motor early in the day, then had to split in the final and have a 10% deal. My guy, barely covered the weekend. Now, because he's got to fix this motor, right, that's blowed up.
Yeah, that's true.
He took an absolute whooping in the final on the check. Tough break there, man. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I would like to know, what him and Chad did. Because it wasn't the whole race, right? And I've been through this before. I kind of, I'm taking a beating or two on that.
Sure.
I don't really know the right way to do that.
It's a lose-lose battle for him. Obviously, he just wants to race and win and cash or whatever. It's cool. Yeah. But at the same time, he was probably in a hurry too, right? He's like, I got to find a car. I just blew mine up. And he can't race his dragster because he's already ran it and he lost in it, so you can't bring it back. Yeah, it's a tough one, and I don't know. I'm sure, like I said, I have an idea of what he got potentially on the split, but that's a tough deal, man. You know what I mean? So, interesting enough, didn't pan out for him. There was a lot of great showings, though. Lindsay back. She was doubled late in the door car. She was the first door car up every time. First door car back. She was making it hammered. And then it turns out she didn't even have a water pump.
Just rolling through.
Water pump does not work. They told her that they fixed it. They, in fact, did not fix it, is my understanding. And she was like, all right, let her rip. You know what I mean? So she was making a lot of good runs. Congratulations to her. A lot of Richard Taylor. Was it Rick Taylor or Richard Taylor? Not the same Rick Taylor from Florida, but a different Rick Taylor. He was still in late.
From Memphis.
Yeah, he was doubled. It was cool, man. Like I said, a lot of I got hammered.
There's 82 Richard Taylor. Sorry, I just got caught up in the Richard Taylor thing.
There's a lot of Richard Taylor. You got the one from
Florida, you got the one from Memphis. This is totally different guys.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Richard Taylors. There's just a lot. It's kind of a common name, I guess. It's just it's not super uncommon. They didn't spell it differently. So we just announced them as all Richard Taylors. I will say the fact.
How about Tommy Brown?
Yeah, dude, that's what I was just gonna say. Tommy Brown was entered 47 different times, we think, because the numbers. These guys, I brought this up, man.
Nah. Let me go ahead and tell you. Yeah, let me go ahead and tell you what the problem is. Y'all East Coast fuckers out there, Y'all need to get your shit together, okay? Everybody pick a number, 1 through 5,000, 9,999. You can put a letter in there. I don't care, but make it yours.
Doesn't even have to be 9,900. It could be 10,000. You could go all the way. You could go all the way up to 11,000.
Yeah. I don't like 5 digits, so make it 4. Don't do that.
I mean, I would appreciate that. I mean, it is baffling how many
but
guys.
Like,
Robert
came
up to me.
We don't have those problems over here. We don't have those problems.
Okay? Robert Murphy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Kyle Contreras using the same number I am." I was like, I'm gonna start treating it like the NFL does. You want the number? Y'all got to fight it out. Or you got to pay somebody for it. Like, y'all got to do a better job finding a number.
Well, that's what NHRA does, but just nobody thinks they need that shit.
I know,
is fine.
But just like get an ET number, dog. It's like $60 a year.
Yes, it's $60 a year, and guess what? I'm never gonna call you to the tower to change your
right. Number. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Tommy Brown maybe. Tommy Brown definitely. Tommy Brown at one point.
Tommy Brown. Yeah, hey, I do feel bad. I do feel bad for Tommy Brown because you know how Tommy Brown's weekend ended.
No.
I got a picture of Tommy Brown's back door of his stacker hooked to a forklift, not attached to the trailer.
Oh, no.
And then like 10 minutes later, I see another picture of Tommy Brown's smart car in the side of Tommy Brown's Prius.
Oh, no. What happened?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just saw it.
Oh, man, that is
Tommy
terrible.
Brown had a rough Sunday.
Sorry, Tommy. We just made it potentially worse.
I don't know if that was Tommy Brown. Definitely Tommy Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe Tommy Brown. I don't know which Tommy Brown it was.
Man, tough sledding out there, Tommy. I'm so sorry. Other takeaways from the event. I got to do some cool stuff in the pits, man. I got to sit in Dylan Champion's car. Dylan is the tallest person in drag racing. Him and Larry Nance and Tom Hammonds and a few others that are almost like literally he's like 6'9". He's literally 6'9". I literally sat in it and could not touch the gas pedal. Okay. It was unbelievable. Then I also got to sit in the Williamson Altered, which was awesome. We got to hear a little bit of those stories and talk about that. It was really cool.
Picture, but yes.
Yeah, man, just like a lot of cool shit, just to see different cars and talk to people. And we got to hang out with Cross Snow, and which is always a treat. Obviously, you know, him running the racetrack and running PDRA and all those things to get to kind of hear his take on everything as it's happening in real time, which is cool. Yeah, man, just got to see people I haven't seen in a long time, which was awesome. And like I said, I had a great time in Virginia. I really thought it was good. I will say this story here. This is the big takeaway for me, and then I'll let you give your takeaways. I'm never traveling with Steve Pointer ever again. My guy has never been out of the state of Kentucky on a plane or in an automobile. I don't know if he knows because
the funny part is he drives for work. Like he travels for his job.
We got to I met him in Atlanta, and that's where we linked up. And my guy's already like 4 margs deep, man. He's in the margarita. He was 4 margaritas deep, having the time of his life. And I met up with him, and we ran into randomly Chelsea Van Cleve's cousin. If like, the randomest thing of all time.
What?
Yes, so strange. I obviously this story came about because Steve was talking to the guy about drag racing. Oh, the guy's like, "Oh, my cousin used to drag race. Now she drives monster trucks." Anyways, so all this happened.
Oh, and of course, like it takes until you get there to go, "Oh, Chelsea."
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay. Well, then this guy gets me a seat next to him on a plane. Luckily, we're in the exit row. He went from Comfort Plus to the exit row, which was fine. We were able to make it there in one piece. But before we take off, he tells me, yeah, the rental car's at the airport. And he's like telling me that he rented it through Toro. And I was like, nah, dude, the rental car's definitely not going to be at the airport. It's like Airbnb, but for rental cars. He's like, no, it's going to be at the airport. He says, my travel agent friend told me about this, and I'm like, I'm telling you, Steve, it's not going to be at the airport. So, mind you, this guy has not responded to him on Toro, on the app. So I'm like, I don't think anything of it, right? I'm just like, whatever. I already know what's going to happen. I can see it. I can see it here already. I already know. So we get on a plane, we land. He's trying to get a hold of this guy because the guy never verified his license. Man, it's 12:30 at night in Virginia. This dude's not like awake and available for you. Like, I can already see this happen. So he's on the phone trying to call a guy don't answer. I'm like, I already know, okay? So then he calls support, and support's like, well, you have to wait until the reservation is up before you can do anything. So we got to sit at the airport for 25 or 30 minutes or whatever because the airport, we got there early. So then I tell Steve, I'm like, hey, dude, I'm telling you the car's not here, okay? So he finally gets a hold of this guy after the customer support calls him. And he's like, what? Well, he's called customer support. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, they don't speak English, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dude, it's a call center. It's not like they're hanging out in Ohio on a call center at midnight, my guy. Like, that doesn't exist. So he calls him. So he's on the phone arguing with him about getting his money back. I'm like, hey, just tell him you're going to charge back. You're going to charge it back. They're going to give you your money back, I promise you. We're going to get it figured out. It's fine. And he's having a full come apart on these people on the phone, right? And so the dude finally gets a hold of him. And the guy's like, no, the car's at my house. And he's like, oh, are you here? And Steve's like, no, I'm not here. I'm at the airport. And I'm like, oh my God, duh. So then, all in all, he gets this guy on the phone, and tech said, the help support's like, yo, we can't give you your money back. This guy has to cancel the ride. So finally gets on the phone with this guy again. And the guy's like, yeah, man, I'll cancel it. Obviously, Steve's calling us. It's 1:30 in the morning, right? And he's having a conversation with this poor guy. So then I'm like, all right, well, we're just going to Uber. So I call an Uber, but I get it to the wrong hotel.
And the guy won't take it. That's the mind-blowing part.
So I get in there. I'm like, oh, dude, I put the wrong one in there. Can I just let me swap it around, and I'll put the other one in there? It's the same amount of money or whatever. And the guy's like, oh, I don't go there. He's like, I'm going home. I was like, all right, I guess at this point we just get out and get another Uber. So another Uber showed up. Guy says nothing the whole ride. Nothing. He doesn't say a word the whole ride. Steve's yelling at this other guy on the phone, right? He's like, oh, you're going to do it right now, right? You're going to cancel the thing, right? Steve's talking the whole time. We finally pull up to the hotel, and the guy's like, oh, y'all are talking about Toro? I'm like, damn, dude, you waited 50 some odd minutes for this car ride to tell me? Yeah, we were talking about Toro. It was crazy, dude. All in all, that happens. So then this is fine. We get to our hotel rooms. It's fine. Obviously, we got to be up super early. Steve's he's not a morning person. I'm a morning person. My guy didn't get his coffee in the morning. I left with Jeb, so I got like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I'm at the racetrack, go through the whole weekend. Me and Steve are going to leave in the morning, so we get an Uber. This dumbass leaves his phone in the Uber.
Damn it.
So now I got to pay. The Uber's done drove off, and he realizes he don't have his phone. So I got to call the guy. Luckily, he stopped for gas right off the exit. So he comes back around. That cost us another $20.
Dude,
I was like, Steve, what are you doing, my guy?
Dog cussing Steve at this point.
I was like, Steve, I'm never traveling with you again, my guy. Absolutely brutal.
Talk about a saint, his wife.
I know, right? They were talking, but I'm like, dude, it's like midnight, bro. Let her go to bed. Like, what are you worried?
Yeah.
Like, it'll be fine. Either way, it all worked out, and it was funny. Steve's great, man. I love Steve. Excellent. I mean, obviously, he's one of my favorite people on the mic. I've come to know him now in the last year that we've all worked together, and he's great. But yeah, I'll never travel with him ever again. So sorry, Steve. That was your last time traveling with me. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh God.
All right, now that's my takeaways from the weekend. What are yours, man?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I took some negatives away from this one that I'll save until I get my thoughts together on it. Still don't have them completely.
Sure.
But my takeaways are that everybody was happy, and that's just where I got to be with it and be happy with it. I know. I haven't got to talk to Adam a whole lot yet this week, but I know that I talked to Jeb, and hey, we're gonna step back, figure out a plan B, and what we need to do to make that better on our end and make that happen. So
yeah,
super proud of Jeb and the whole team. Like, I know Adam's the same way. I don't have to talk to him to know that we're all going to get on the same page and find out what we need to do and make it happen. So yeah. I'm super happy with what we did. Super happy with the result. I'm always the guy. I'm the asshole that's going to look at the bad. So
no, you got to look. I mean, I think taking a realistic approach to the whole thing. That's the good thing, is that's the end of the year for that, where we could kind of take stock and take inventory of where we are and where you guys are as promoters. I mean, like I said, me, myself, Jeb, Steve, Adam, Cameron this weekend, we work for you guys, right? So I mean, I think our thing
shout out Cameron.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get Cameron 5 times a year or 6 times a year.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, but like,
he'll be
super happy that Cameron was able to step in.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll tell Cameron, I wasn't on the radio much because I told Jeb I was going to stay out of his way, let him do his job. But Cameron's more than welcome to take control of that whenever, like, he can take control of whatever he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he did a great job. Like I said, I think for us, it was great to have him there too, because I think as us, we kind of work at your guys' discretion, right? Obviously, I think that's the hard part as workers. Sometimes we want to give our input or we want to give feedback, and we want to have like, hey, here's what the problem is we're all racers, right? Like, in the end, we're all, which sucks because we all have differing approach. Like, that's the thing, is that's hard. And it's hard for me too, right? I mean, me and Brian have had this conversation before. Like, I just had to stop giving my opinion because I'm like, I'm going to step out because obviously my opinion is gonna be way different, and like I obviously have no.
It's also good though that like if there is 4 or 5 people in there, like at times, you know, if we're really struggling and you pop off with something that we're like, we look at, I could name multiple occasions where we look at each other and go, okay, hold on, we can put all this together. You know, we can take that. That's not totally off. Let's take what we got, what he just gave us, and boom, we come up with something. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps it like. I think other promoters are going to take their way and do it their way.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that, right?
Yep.
That way everybody knows that they're always going to get to a T.
Sure.
But I'm just always going to try to find the best possible solution for the race.
No, 1,000%.
Brian is too, you know, and that's just kind of how we do it.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, in the end, it all happened, and like I said, over 400 cars, by the way, Saturday, just so everybody knows. Over 400 cars, man. Shout out to the guys who made single entries those days, which is cool to see people show up and just run one day. You don't see that as often, to be honest with you, right? You see a lot of people doubling.
Most people want to like take out, you know, when they leave the house, they know that they're going to go make a trip on it. They got all this shit they got to get ready.
Right. I got to get my car out of the fucking trailer. I got to put up an awning, start a generator, all this bullshit.
Yeah. Like they're just going to, you know, they're just going to go do it for 3 or 4 days. And it's rare to see the guy, especially the last day. There was a lot of new single day entries on Saturday. That was surprising and kind of cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. Like I said, if you guys were there, let us know in the comments what your guys' thoughts were on the race, the positive or negative. I think, like I said, we take a lot of constructive criticism, as long as it's not about myself and Tyler, because I will put my foot in that ass. Anybody who's got a problem. All right, you may not like me, but we're here, brother. All right, moving along. NHRA, Indy and Seattle. We're just going to kind of touch briefly on a few things that I saw that were cool. Bo Butner won Super Street. Thought that was kind of neat in the orange Camaro. Yeah. Thought that was kind of fun.
You know he's a Super Street National event winner, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I thought, I was like, oh, he's adding another class, but it's not. It's not another class. He's already won on that. Sorry. He's won in a lot of shit. 7 classes, right?
I think he's one of the few at 6. There's only Jiggy's the only one at 7.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like a small handful at 6. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, got it. I saw Greg Camplain continues to just murk him and just absolutely hammer him.
I did see Todd Franz, who bought Doug Ingles stuff, him and Gina Johns.
Yeah.
They were super fast with that new combination that they're trying. That was cool.
Oh, I didn't realize that they had bought that. Okay, that makes sense. That makes way more sense what I was seeing.
It was either a Diacon Dragster or a D-Dragster. I didn't even see what combination they were running in it.
Sure.
But I do know that they were fast, so that's cool.
Yeah, I saw Jeff Dono won Super Stock. And I saw Ellis Booth was in the final in the Cobalt in stock. That is like a 4-cylinder turbo car. I think, right? I see Travis is here. Travis, is that right? Let me know. I did see, though, that Ellis was in the final.
Or was it? Damn. Was it Ellis? Or it was the car that's with him, though, right?
Yeah, Ellis was driving it, it said. At least that's what I saw online. I'll look it up here. I'll double check. North Central Division 3. I did see Dono. Like I said, I saw Dono won.
And I did think that I guess I might have stopped at the winner of stock because Brian Rogers won that. Obviously, we raced around Brian for a long time.
Oh, in the stick car. Yeah, Brian. Okay, I didn't even see that he won stick. Okay, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, Blake Hopper.
Oh, Blake Hopper was in the couple. Yeah. Oh, someone put that. Okay, that was the confusion. I wasn't North. It wasn't the North Central Post that saw it. So that's cool, man. Shout out to Blake, dude. Shout out to Blake, dude. That's awesome.
And he's been like they've got that deal dialed. Like if I was gonna go slow, like I can't go slow because I've tried going 1120s and I've dialed up 210s and still couldn't run my dial. And I'm done with that. Okay.
Yeah.
But like if I was gonna do it, I'm gonna hand them all the let them figure it out. I got my helmet. Yeah. You just tell me where I'm going.
Yeah, I love that. So that was cool. And then Rock Haas won in Super Comp. So good for him. NHRA at Seattle. Want to give a big shout out to my guy Will Carnell. They've got a lot of different stuff out in D6 because obviously they try to get their racers as much as they can in those races. He won like a shootout championship. They have like all the winners of the shootouts race for like a championship of that, which is kind of cool. This is his first year in Super Street, so I thought that was good for him. He had a tough go of it otherwise. He clicked her red against a dude who's like 160 up front. He was not his day in Super Street otherwise. He had a tough go of it, so I wanted to give him that shout out. Other one, Ryan Warder, though. Ryan Warder won stock and comp. That's a first for him. He's never got to do that. Not in the same day, 2 separate races, but still very cool. So shout out to Ryan. That was his first stock eliminator win, which I thought was really cool. And then Ty Gaynor won in Top Dragster. So shout out to little Ty. Just another kid where you're just like, damn, the kid can do it, man. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, they're good.
Yeah.
And then obviously Justin Lamb. So I read this whole thing from Justin today. Dan Lafferty took Jeff Devy's Cobalt from Boise, because I was at the Boise, from Boise to Seattle. Justin goes to Seattle, wins in Jeff Devy's car, and I was like, man, the rich get richer, my guy. Like, what the hell? We can't lie. That
was funny to me because we were talking about it in the tower, and I'm like, FGTC.
Yeah,
and you're like, it's Camaro, right?
I didn't realize I wasn't reading. Yeah, I wasn't reading.
I was confused. I figured, and then I think you said Jeff Devy's car. I was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So NHRA, like I said, at Indy and Seattle, and I think they were also at Brainerd. I think there was a race at Brainerd, divisional at Brainerd, and I think Larson and Larson were in Super Comp maybe it was Top Drags or Super Gas.
It was a double. I know Jason Kinney running up Super Comp. We can talk about NHRA points a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still leading by 100 points, but our best appearing.
Oh, Whitfield, yeah, man, dialed in details. He had a tough go. He lost first round, right?
He took a couple beatings.
Yeah, tough.
I know we were like, first race we just got dropped on our head. I mean, I've been there, dog. That shit's still hurting judging by the paper.
Connor Zillich dropped. Ouch.
Yeah, like, hey, Connor got less pain.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but just a couple tough ones that he took. So that it didn't. I wouldn't say it opened the door, but it definitely it didn't. It ain't closed.
Yeah. Well, I like I said, I think that we'll be interested to talk. I think we're really going to focus on points here in the next 2 weeks. Probably our preview of Indy, which is really cool because we're going to be doing Indy probably at Indy. If I had to guess, we're going to be doing live at Indy, which should be fun.
Going Monday morning.
Yeah, well, I know you will be. We'll probably be doing live at Indy, and we'll talk all about the points. Maybe we'll have a couple people stop in, and we'll do a whole thing. I think points, like I said, we'll start to talk about those as they shape up. I didn't see a lot of the other winners at D5, but like I said,
I did see Brett Spear and Wyatt Wagner ran in the final in Superstock the first race.
Yeah,
and like it was nasty. I think Spear was like perfect and took a couple thou. And Wyatt was like 18 and under a little bit.
Oh.
And yeah, it was sick. Emily Novak won Super Street in some 70 Camaro.
Okay,
it
cool.
Looked sick.
Okay.
I've never seen it before, but it looked sick. I caught some glimpses. I know.
Yeah, see, I didn't see any pops up except for Lars. I saw Kendra posted that either Trevor and one of the other. I saw that they had 2 Wallies, so I know that they won something twice. Yeah.
Santangelo won Superstock at the second race. Just absolutely obliterated him. He was like 2 take forward, like 10
it's
take
just honestly not fair. It's really not fair.
Yeah, and then I think Dan's Rust. I don't know if you remember seeing the shit. Now I forgot. I can't remember what his Hemi car said on the side of it.
Okay.
Wow, I am mad at myself for that right now. But anyways, so Dan's Rust won stock.
Okay.
Super cool. And then Larry DeForest running up that. I saw some. Like I said, I caught some glimpses while I was actually watching Jason Kinney for points reasons when me and LaBoose were riding home.
Sure.
Keeping
an eye out on it.
So, yeah.
I'll be interested to see what happens at the Brainerd National this weekend. Again, as things start to shape up, then pros as well, right? Because the countdown starts at Indy. So kind of cool as we'll start to look at those. IHRA at Milan. I just wanted to note that their production continues to be cool. It looked awesome. And they had an all-female final, which again, not to like call out, it's just like there's just the opportunity's a lot less. The odds are much higher, right? Because there's not that many.
It is worth calling.
Yeah, and they had an all-female final, which was cool. IHRA continued to hit with. Then they dropped a 2026 schedule, had everybody speculating, and then they dropped the news that Woody has left Elite to join IHRA.
Sick.
Which is amazing. I don't know that there is a better PR guy in drag racing who gets it for as long as Woody's gotten it, right? I know that like Erica and Courtney had the same guy for a long time. And I think Woody's got to be like the next longest tenured. Like he may even be longer, I don't know. But like he's been with Jeggy and TJ and team at Jegs for a long time. Then he joined Elite, obviously, and now he's taking on IHRA. Like you want to talk about putting people in place? Man, I don't know that there's much better than that.
They're getting them for sure. They're taking the right steps, and that's cool to see. It looked like they had a great event. I did see it. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know if this guy has anything to do with IHRA. I don't know. Listen, his profile picture had an IHRA logo or some bullshit on it. That's all I know. But let me tell you what you would never see from an NHRA. The Mountain Motor Pro Stock Final. Did you see any of that?
I didn't see anything this weekend, no.
So it was Voss and Montecalvo.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Voss rolls her in there, flickers it on, ready. Montecalvo gets timed out. No stage lock, obviously. Right. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
As the tree's falling, Voss decks it.
And it backs out.
Yes, but he's 016 because it's as he's decking it, right?
Yeah, he's getting on it.
Perfect fucking timing. He reacts to the bulb coming on, decks it, and then drops the hammer, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Goes 470 or something or 480 something at 175, and everybody's like,
yeah.
This guy took the video and played it out and put a timestamp like where the third bulb was lit.
Yep.
7.2 seconds later, the tree drops. And he's like, and he explained the whole deal, how it happened, why it happened, the whole. It was badass.
Yeah. Explaining what transpired is like transparency for sure. Because NHRA, no offense to anybody in NHRA, but like, I don't think y'all are ever doing that. I don't think they're giving that. They're not giving that transparency.
That was cool. It was just cool as shit. Like I said, he might not have anything to do with IHRA.
Right.
I saw IHRA logo like around his head or something in his profile picture. He might be a fan. Okay,
he's a fan breaking it down for everybody.
I didn't even really catch his name. The whole video, the way they broke it down. Actually, it was Voss that had shared the post.
Sure.
And that's how I saw it.
Okay.
But it was so cool because like even me watching it.
Yeah.
I probably could have put the pieces together.
Yeah.
But I'm one of 15 people that could honestly.
Who gets
probably,
it? Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah,
who's going to take the time to understand what really transpired?
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, IHRA, I think announcing a schedule is cool, even if it was wrong and they redacted it, and then they still put out another schedule that had like 9 races or 10 races. So it's like, it's good.
It's business. And I don't care what you say. I mean, they're not doing it on purpose, but eyes are eyes.
Dude, 100%. Hey, you know what, though? I thought about that. I was like, damn, Woody might have been like, nah, let's go ahead and post it wrong because people are going to talk about it. It's almost immediate. It's incredible. It's like, damn, no press is bad press, as they say, right? In any business. People are looking at it, talking about it, doing things. And I think, like I said, hopefully they continue to strive to continue to do better things. Their production looks amazing, though. If you guys don't, they are spending a lot. We talked with Mark. I know what they're spending on production. Like, I've got a ballpark idea, and it's a lot of money. So, if you guys are enjoying watching, I would give them a watch versus what I would do is I would compare an NHRA broadcast of NHRA TV versus an IHRA broadcast of an IHRA Pro-Am or Nitro Outlaw thing they call it. And tell me that you legitimately think the NHRA one is better. I truly believe that if you were being unbiased and you were just watching the production value, you would say the IHRA is produced better. I'm hoping, what is the next one? We got big bucks on the next one, I think. So the next one's is Columbus.
Yes. And I just haven't got to watch a ton.
Sure.
But what little bit I have gotten to watch, I know Megan's watched a ton of it. But what I have got to watch, I've been impressed with. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it'll be good. And we'll continue to talk about IHRA. Maybe we'll get Woody on here someday and Chad, man. Woody's not a big talker, but he'll come on. I got Woody.
He always sees me before I see him.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
He's always looking in the corner.
100%. Well, those are the headlines, but here's the real one. I originally had this slated as new comp combo for Tebow. Turned out that was a lie. So then it turned into Tebow goes top dragster racing.
Yeah, we had that idea. We've had all kinds of them. We're still actually going through them as we speak now.
Okay. What happened? First off, let's just talk about top. I'm going to show what happened, but let's talk about top dragster. Obviously,
here's the thing: is I don't know. We bullshit and talk, and so today I was like, you know what? Me and JB have talked about.
Yeah, JB hit this. Hold on, JB just randomly texts him while he's in.
We don't
Virginia.
have a motor.
He's like,
hey,
you trying to run? You got a top dragster license?
Yeah.
You trying to get one? Okay, you want to drive my nitrous car?
Right? Yeah, I'm sitting next to PJ. I'm like, dude, check this out. Right? We have no motor. We have no license. We have nothing. Okay.
We're over here trying to finish a race, JB. Okay, we're trying to get done before curfew.
Yeah, like fuck this curfew, right? Like I got to figure out
Tyler's
what I
done
need.
checked out. Now he's like, all right, well, I got to run Top Dragster.
So I go today. We're like we swapped motors, but yeah, we'll just set the stage for the day. I guess.
Yeah.
So this is all transpiring. We have a test session set up today with Doug Dool and John Coughlin and a bunch of guys.
Man,
So,
the fact that all these people were there and I didn't come
Yeah.
there and nobody swapped my transmission for a converter or nothing. Nobody, I didn't know anything about this till 8 a.m. this morning. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we roll out and we're like, you know what? The comp car, we were like final touches on it last night. And so that car from Spitzer, the water lines ran through the frame. Well, obviously we replaced a couple of bars because 30 years of water lines in the frame has left some rust.
Yeah.
But anyways, we had missed one. And when we ran water through it last night, there was a pinhole and it was leaking. So we're like, you know what? Let's just set this to the side again for a couple of days. We're gonna take the 67. We're gonna take the 3rd gen, and we're gonna take my dragster. We swap motors in my dragster. We have been fighting this thing on the throttle stop. It has been a heaping pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
All year long. And so we're like, we're changing motors. We're gonna go test. So, in the 3rd gen, all I really cared about was like, can I go fast enough to qualify?
Yeah.
So we unload, and then the 67, West Collins built us a new set of headers.
Yep.
So we unload. We fix a couple little things on the dragster that we missed and whatever. And I go out, and he's like, I want to run wide open first. And since you ran it last wide open, you run it. I'm like, shit. Well, if I make 3 runs to the quarter, like I can upgrade my license.
Yeah.
Without dragster. I'm like, fuck it. So I go out here, 706, 706, 706. Like, okay, that was fun. Whatever. So I get out. Like, well, this is
Top
a mean
dragster.
bitch.
Check.
Yeah, got that. And Dad's like, all right, I'm gonna go make a lap in the 67. And we're like, what should it go? Right? Like, all we've changed is headers. What can we go?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the book, and Dad had said, like, I don't
It's
think
in
it will
GA.
go.
Is it in GA?
It's in G.
Okay.
He's 40 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah.
And like, I go to Indy last year, his car set up the same way. He just built headers for it. And it's like, okay, this thing's gonna go. Dad, without even looking at anything, he says 973, and I'm looking, and I'm like, man, it should really go like 70,
Yeah.
69 or 70.
Sure.
And Joey said 68 or 69. I was like in the middle, 70, 71.
Yeah.
This fucker drops the hammer and goes 958.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I called
Dude,
Wes
hold on.
immediately.
Yeah, because the DA was terrible. Look, I saw the
it's
humidity
garbage.
this morning. It was like 80% when I sat outside this morning. So
The
it couldn't
water
have been better than
grains-
60.
The lowest water grains that I saw was 130.
Yeah.
But it crossed the finish line. Me and Joey looked at each other and was like, "This is a bad bitch."
That's like, what is that, 89, 90 under?
96 under
Yeah, sick.
and some change. So I called Wes and I was like, "Homie, you smoke these. These are badass."
That's cool.
So we made, he changes carburetors. It slows down. We make a change in the dwell, and at this point, Labusa's gotten in the super comp car. We go 901 at 183 or something, and then we make a big swing to try to go like 880. We go 880 with a 5, 183.
Okay.
And then he said, we're going to try to go 90. And he actually left it sped up a little bit, but it went 90 with a 4, 183.
Okay. Was it
The
better?
the 60-foot moved like 100th in the last 2 runs. It sped up like 2.5
Yeah.
from run 1 to run 2.
Sure.
But, you're one of 7 cars on the racetrack,
Yeah.
and then it stayed right kind of there.
Sure.
Dad goes back up. We decided to I had the radials on the Camaro,
Yeah.
and he had a set of Phoenix radials on the Camaro, on the 67.
Sure.
And he's like, I want to try those tires.
Sure.
So he put the original carburetor back on it that we went 58 with, and we just swapped the tires. It goes 956.
Yeah. Indy, I don't
I'm
think
like-
y'all are ready.
I'm like, damn, because this is like bracket. It's
Yeah.
not.
First gen
nothing-
is ready.
It's badass for sure.
Yeah.
But then, so I had taken Labusa's trailer with the dragster and the Camaro,
Yeah.
the 3rd gen.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, hey, if I can't run the $5,000 this weekend. I
Right.
can't run the divisional. Like, why don't
Yep.
you just? I know you can hit the bottom, dog. Hit the
Sure.
bottom. And he's like, all right. So I was like, well, why don't you make a lap in this thing? I listen. I unloaded it. I fucked with everything else, and then I went
Yeah.
up. I looked at the air. I said, I'm going 909 or 910.
Yeah.
I put 909 on my dial board. I go
Yep.
up there. I'm 20, 910.
Yep.
So okay, I'm good. I can qualify.
Sure.
I'm gonna win. So at the end of the day, we're like, he's gonna make one shot in this thing.
Oh no.
He does a burnout. He stages it. and like there is like one gray cloud within 10 miles.
Yeah.
It's kind of hovering over the hill down by the finish line, but you can't see any rain or anything.
Yeah.
Well, he's 10 up front, does a nice wheelie.
Yeah, let go good. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets down there to the 8th mile. This thing zings up. You see water fly out from under the tires because it's pouring its ass off at the finish line. And he takes a fucking ride.
We'll just show you briefly what happened here. Take a look. Tough.
So that was today.
I mean,
the thing is,
just
though,
absolute. First off, it's scary as shit. I can't imagine being him. Right? It's not his car. He's kind of like, oh shit, what the hell?
Yeah. And he feels. I know how. Like I've done 10 times.
Yeah.
Dog, they've been trying to get me to redo this thing for a decade. Like they're probably kind of happy, right? It needs a quarter.
Yeah.
I asked him. I was like, there was, I was like, dude, there was like, and I told Brock, let me start by this. I would have been sending cars right down that racetrack.
Right.
Okay. 100%. I don't, if it had been a Tuesday night test and tune, they'd have had somebody at the ET booth.
Yeah.
Maybe would have saw rain, maybe wouldn't have, whatever.
Right.
I don't blame the racetrack. If nobody could see it raining, obviously you can watch after he hits the wall how that thing's just spinning because it's on ice.
Yeah. Tough.
I don't blame anybody. And I told LaBoose, like, the rule is once we fix one after you crash it, you got to be the first one back down the racetrack in it. And he said, not going to happen. And I know he feels bad, but like, I hate it because I knew that I had a capable car and driver for this weekend and next week. And
let's go 10. Jesus.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's shit happens. And, it was, Lloyd Walford was there too, the engines and cars.
Yeah.
He came up to me and said, dude, 2 minutes later, and it's me and my, Hemi car. And that Hemi car, like me and Joey both said it. It's better that car than any other one on the property.
Oh, for sure. You're talking about the Camaro, the drag, like all that stuff.
Like
1,000%.
all that shit. First off, if it was at the dragster, we'd have been hauling ass.
Yeah.
And if it was the blue car, I would have been hauling ass over the fence and out the gate.
Right.
Before I got my.
Yeah, I mean, of all things, right? Of all the negatives, there's the positive is that it could have been way worse.
It was the right car for it to happen to because the thing's been getting.
What did it do? It shoved the corner in. It shoved the quarter in.
It shoved the quarter in, and you can see like where the deck lid. Where it didn't bust the back glass out of it.
Right, which is wild.
Like it bent the latch on the back glass, and you can see a gap on the other side. Yeah. Like we're gonna have to do some tweaking around and get it back on a frame rack.
Yeah, the Carfax isn't gonna say no accidents, right? We know that.
Yeah, but it didn't say that to begin with, so that's fine. And that's the funny part to me. It ain't like it's going anywhere.
Yeah, he's good.
Honestly, if I could get my dad and my uncle to do it, I could drop it off at Zoe's. I could have them put it on the frame rack, pull that bitch back out, weld a new quarter on it, and be at Indy. I would be at Indy. I don't expect them.
Luckily, there's 3 other cars there that you can drive. You'll be
fine.
Right.
That's what I told Johnson today. He's like, "What now?" I said, "What do you mean, dog? You think we got all these race cars just because we like looking at them?"
Hey, brother, like I said, one gun goes down, we just pull another out of the chamber, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
There's a reason for this shit.
Yeah, dude. So
it'll be down, but listen. I've been holding off, like, I've had a gate around that car for 10 years. I've been wanting to yank it apart, and they get to do it. I told LaBoose the only thing that pissed me off is if he ain't there on Saturday to drive my other car.
Yeah, I got you. Well, like I said, I'm glad everybody's okay. Could have been way worse. Private test session, it is what it is. That's kind of how it happens. Last thing here, and I wanted to talk about this briefly here. This will be just a couple minutes that we'll chat about it, but is bracket racing market saturated right now? Big money bracket racing, I should say. And big money in the sense of anything over your local bracket race is a big money. Whether you want to consider 5 or 10 a big money, it's still good money. Is the racing market, as far as that goes, saturated? And the reason I say this is I think within, I grew up in Columbus. I'm 2 hours from where I lived, less than 2 hours to every single racetrack in Ohio. That's Norwalk, 42, Killcare, Tri-State, Edgewater, Pacemakers, Trails, all of them, right? Thompson. I was less than 2 hours. Quaker City may be the only one I can't get to in 2 hours. At this past weekend, there was like 3 racetracks having bigger money races, right? Then we obviously have ours at Virginia, which draws people from Ohio, right? We're going to get there. My question is it saturated in the sense of, are we taking away from the local? I understand people aren't going to their local, but everyone always like now, right? I'm not unloading my car for less than 10 grand. And I'm like, man, I think we've lost the plot here. Right. I love to race cars. I don't do this for a living. And I understand that there are some people who do want to make a living. They consider it an investment and all these things, but I also don't go to the casino thinking I'm going to win 100 grand, right? I'm happy to just break even. I feel the same about drag racing. I'm happy to just break even. I go to like do it. I think currently that we've lost, and I understand everything has raised. Prices of all the stuff, everything's up. But like for me, it seems like we've lost a little bit of it where I don't know that we need a 10 grander and a 5 grander every single weekend at every single racetrack all the time. And then promoters get mad. Well, why didn't they show up? Well, you booked one right on top of another one. And then Edgewater and Killcare are less than 45 minutes away, my guy.
They can't stop.
What are we doing?
That's been a thing. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and call somebody out here. It is a common fucking thing for any. Like I remember putting on races at Killcare, and every time I put a flyer out, Edgewater put something on top of it.
Yeah.
And that probably goes both ways. But like, there's places like that, and then there's just bad planning because you can't. I mean,
Sure.
I just had a race 3 weeks ago that had 3 other races on top of it within 2.5 hours. I think we all did pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can do that. You can work together and make shit work. But it's just the simple fact of everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna have a 5 grander, I'm gonna have a 10 grander, and you're right, it is big money because the racetracks then have to put that money out.
Yeah. And
there's nothing coming back. And then next thing you know, everybody's got a 5, everybody's got a 10, everybody's the races 20. This is the problem, is that big money has come from 5 to 10 grand and up to 20 grand and up.
Yeah, you can't.
And 20 is not even enough for really the guys who are doing it, right?
It's crazy.
So, these 5s and 10s are just like, everybody assumes they're just like, oh, they're just races, right? Like the racetracks have, and if we don't have nothing else to go to.
Right.
But that's an extra, 20 grand a week, 15, 20 grand a week that the racetracks got to put out.
Yeah.
So
and they're not taking in as much. They're not getting, like, I just don't know that everybody sees the business side of this thing. Promoters alike, racers alike, and all of it. I think we're all just kind of like lost the plot on something. They're like, all right, well, if we hit them once here, maybe it'll work. But like, does it? Like, do we need to hit them every? I mean, I don't know, man. Again, for me, I'm not saying I don't love it. I just think that, like, I don't know. It's hard too. It's hard because then you have like the specialty things, right? The biggest thing I see is these index races are just hammering them. I saw Justin Hutto won like a 7-0 in his stalker. Yeah. He won like a 7-0 and it paid like $4,200.
Fucking indexes.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I didn't even mean to say. I didn't even mean to let that bomb out there. But here's the deal on the index races. Every fucking grudge racing series known to man has decided to add an index to their shit, and it's annoying.
I mean, I thought that
we keep making new indexes.
Yeah. It's like 545 index, 565 index. Not that I'm not knocking people at racing. I get it, 100%. Do you? But like,
what are we doing? We're just taking a field of 40 cars and making it 4 fields of 10 cars. What do we want to do with that? That's garbage.
Right. Yeah, it's a weird deal,
the
man.
530 stuff is really cool, how it's gained traction.
Yeah.
The idea behind
is that the little gangster thing? Is that the little gangster
thing?
Yeah,
not a fan of the idea behind it and how they do it, like the racers do it.
Yeah.
There's better ways.
Sure.
Definitely better ways. I've read an index or two. But it's obviously the fans like it. It's cool as shit for them. It works the way they want it to work. The index class that we ran at the Grudge Bowl was really cool. Clash of the Titans, the index kind of moved around.
But But
so
that's my point,
cool.
though, is like we have all this extra stuff. Like, and I get, my thing is like promoters. I just think that like we've lost the sense of the actual true version of grassroots. There's just not as much as there was, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's bad or this or the other, but it feels like it's lost. Like you guys have a weekly bracket race, and it feels good. I see I grew up at a track very similar to US 60. Like Pacemakers isn't much different, right? And I used to live for Friday night test and tune Saturday race, man. Like I lived for that time, and we'd go to trails on Sunday. Like that doesn't exist anymore. Everyone's like, oh, we got to have a 2-day. We want people here the whole time. They don't want to try. And I get it. It's expensive to do it. So that's my point. I understand that like the tracks are trying too, but as you can see, as the tracks try, other ones dry up, right? Like you see that chokehold that trails
they don't like work. They just don't. They all try it at the same time. Nobody talks.
Right.
Right. And then you got 7 tracks trying the same shit, and nobody's got no cars. It's just like
perfect example is
and making them 6.
Perfect example is Norwalk's No Box Bonanza is not filled. Does that not speak volumes to like we might have lost the plot here?
Yeah, definitely.
It just seems odd that, I mean, when I was younger, dude, I'll never forget my first No Box Bonanza. Me and my mom went with me, and we took my Corvette, and we hung out with, I'll never forget, Jerry Ashcraft and a few other No Box guys from Pacemakers. It was snowing at one point. It was awesome. It was like the best race ever, though. It's like you paid $100. It was $99, right? And you raced for $5,000.
It was $99 for what, 3 10s or a 5?
Back then, it was a 5 and 2 10s. Yeah. And it was just awesome.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Me and Dad and Jimbo.
Yeah.
And you could only double if you had 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, I felt like I had such an advantage. I took my Firebird and that little street roadster and I was doubled. And we went with Jimbo and Chris Blair and some other, like, had a blast.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I think
that is lost.
That's what I mean. I think that we've completely lost the plot because and I'm not knocking promoters. Hey man, get your money, do you, baby? I get it, and I appreciate that there's more big money than ever. But like, not everybody needs to be a promoter. Not everybody needs to put on 20s, 10s, whatever. Just like racetracks, man. Like, let's try to, I don't know. I'm not even like old man yelling at the cloud. I'm really just like, I'm not saying we had it better. I'm just saying like it's a little bit like we're all
there's times of
taking
the year
away from each other. It feels like, right?
Yeah, there's a time of year, like especially the summer, where all of these racetracks now found each other, right? Like,
yeah.
Before, you might not have known that we had 4 racetracks in Kentucky,
right?
5 racetracks, 6 racetracks in Kentucky. Who knew that before, social media? And now all of them do that. That's why we closed on holidays.
Yeah.
I told Chris, I'm like, I'm not fighting all these other bitches for the same shit.
Let them have it. Yeah. Let them try for sure.
Like, we're going to get, this is the 3 weeks, 4 weeks a year that we're going to have off.
Yep.
And we're going to book. And,
sure.
That was also to let other tracks breathe.
Yeah.
So, I think I take that approach to it. It's just, I think it's hard. I might call, I'll have conversations with 2 or 3 different track managers, track owners, between now and the end of the year. But there's 300 other ones that I didn't.
Yeah.
So it is hard. And
no, like I said, I'm not, and again, I'm not knocking anyone specifically. It just seems like a lot. Yeah.
What you are trying to talk about, I think, or where you wanted to go with this, in my opinion, track managers, track owners, track operators, those guys do what they can.
Yeah.
These promoters, it's the same way that I started, right? Well, no, that's not how I started. How I started, I kind of got thrown into the fire and then realized I could keep myself from getting burned.
Yeah.
But like, people see this and go, I can do that.
Yeah, and it's like I don't think that's the thing is like I don't think people really understand what it takes to be like a real promotional, like a real thing, like where you have sponsors that the value is added to the like sponsors are getting value added. Like,
you want to talk about like people don't think of it as a business. Probably listen.
Yeah,
I have a staff for each event that is probably 10 people now,
more or less.
What you call it, 10 people, right? So I've got 10 employees here. I have a full-time employee, 365 days a year.
Yep.
Between 400 cars each race, and we pay out over $1 million. Like, the business moves 2.5 between everything. This is over $2 million a year deal.
Right.
This ain't something we do for fucking fun.
Right. It's like, a business, dude. That's what I'm saying. And so like how many of those can there be? is my point. Where it's like, I think
it's not that big of a market, right?
Yeah, they're making it harder on themselves, promoters and tracks, by not working. I just think that there could be a little bit more communication. There could be like better thing.
You don't have to work together; just don't work against each other.
That's exactly it. I don't know, man. Like I said, let us know what your guys' thoughts are in the chat bleachers. We want to know. Last thing here before we go, it is Verge Quick Outlaw Series. We are back finally. We're back. We're actually having the race this weekend. And I can't wait to see all the 450 cars, dude. Obviously, Bowling Green last year was, I think, our biggest race. It was massive. There's just so many cars. It should be awesome. Should be a lot of people there getting ready for, obviously, the divisional next weekend, too. Kind of zeroing in on Pro Tree. You know, they've also got the Danny Kaufman Memorial Stock Super Stock combo, and White House Performance stocks. You're gonna come Sunday?
I'm assuming they have a normal Sunday.
Yeah, normal Sunday combo as well. So 2 combos.
I'm gonna try to come Sunday.
I'm gonna try to race and work. It didn't go well the first time I tried it, but I can't miss this one. I need some practice here before next weekend. So I'm gonna try to make some hits. But obviously, like I said, I can kind of work around that because we got juniors, we got the combo, the 450, 470 combo, which is awesome. And then we got points on Sunday. We're very lucky, man. The partners that we've worked with, obviously missing 2 races, losing Montgomery, losing Edgewater, sucked, but we're back at it. Then we've got London, and we still got US 60. I'm excited to see the cars again because, like I said, we really enjoy this series, right? I think we get along with a lot of the guys.
For sure.
It's a pretty cool deal. What are you looking for this weekend? You know, what would be a success for you this weekend from a 450, 470 perspective?
I'd just getting, I think if we could have 50 cars in our, 50 or 60 cars in each class, that's your goal. Bowling Green always seems to pull that. I don't think I'm reaching. I know we haven't had 20 this year yet, but I mean, it's just Bowling Green's had as many as 80.
Yeah.
So I would expect, that's what we're shooting for.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I saw Mark Horton's coming up from Florida, which is awesome because him and obviously Richard, the other Rick Taylor, Rick's not gonna be there, but Mark will be there. It's cool to see some people. Jeremiah, I'm sure, will be there. Joe will be there. You know, Eric Ellsworth is convinced he's gonna be there. I have seen it. I have seen it the past. I have seen it. Eric, I would love for you to have that motor in there. I will be cheering you on, my brother. So I hope you're there for us. Yeah, it should be fun though, man. This weekend, Verge Quick Outlaws, obviously Rick's Powder Coating, Get 'em Performance, all the folks, S&W Power Sports, Hub Saver, all those guys that kind of make that thing go, which is awesome. I'm excited, and I just got called up to the big leagues. I get to park people, so I'll just call it right now.
Oh.
I'll just call it right now.
Yeah.
I'm the last guy you want me to. I'm the last guy you want to park. So the first person to make me mad, that's not a sponsor, is getting put in the ditch, way out in the fucking holler, right across the street from the ET booth, brother. Okay, I'll just call it right now.
I want to make sure I'm very close to the camera for this. If you're coming to Verge and you show up with a bad attitude, you've already ran into the wrong one.
You are not lying, brother. Yeah.
Our normal parking guy.
Yeah.
Okay, has to go to a funeral. Okay, RIP. But the new parking guy, kind of an asshole.
Yeah. I'm not the guy you want, I promise. I am not the guy you want. Man, I am the opposite of Redman. I cannot be bought. I cannot. Shout out to my guy Redman. No, like I said, I think I'm excited. It's gonna be great. This weekend should be fun. We'll see what happens. And then next week, obviously, we'll talk about the divisional, which I guess you'll still be able to do it next week before you guys go on the bachelor party. Is that fair? Next week you'll be back?
The show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can do the show.
Oh,
then
okay.
I'm out, though.
Okay.
I'm going.
Yeah, you're going. He's doing it. He's piecing out for JP's bachelor party. So, well, we'll talk next week, man. Thank you guys all for joining us another week here, the BE00 TAKE00 Show. We covered a lot of things. Tyler will be sharing that video of the wreck, I'm sure, and tagging John every day just to rub it in. If you guys didn't see it, but I'll post it as well. Until next time, guys, when we'll talk about it next week. BE00 TAKE00. Good luck racing this weekend. Hope to see you all at the Verge Quick Outlaw Series this weekend. Until next time.